Hello, hello. Welcome to day 9, chapter 9. Oh, how awesome was this chapter? I listened to it when I was driving, and I couldn't take notes when I was driving. So I just, as soon, like every time I get to a red light, I would like stop and write down notes of what I wanted to, talk about and just things that I wanted to remember. And, it's so much of our life is revolves around habits, and it's like creating healthy habits is such the core of everything that surrounds us, and it's like I loved when he talked about how it's not like there was a course in school around creating good habits and healthy habits, and like it probably honestly, like how awesome would that be? Because it would seriously, it's creating good habits just leads to so many things that we need in our life, and it would be probably more valuable than many of the classes that that we took or our kids are taking in school right now. And it's like you know habits, if we don't gain control of our habits, then our habits are going to run our life. And I think for most of us, I know it's hit home in my life with myself and friends, family, and whatever, in so many different aspects. And it's like healthy habits, everything in your life can be a habit, whether it's a good habit or a bad habit. And we do things out of habit, and that can so relate to things, everyday things, like cleaning your house. Are you in the habit of having your house clean, or does it just whatever, your habit of when you do your laundry, it goes into everything, food, exercise, alcohol, drugs. I mean, just so many things. It just, forming healthy habits and knowing how to form a habit is just so important. And, a lot of times, what really helps make habits successful, healthy habits successful is following a structure, with what I do with coaching. It's like, following a meal plan, following an exercise routine, for people that struggle with substance abuse, it's following an AA program, or an NA program, or something like that. And there are so many structures out there for every single thing in our lives. I mean, there's business structures, for creating healthy business habits, and whatever. So whatever the habit is, there is a structure out there for it. It's just actually following through with it. And it's just, I loved how he broke it down into obviously 21 days. We know that's kind of the biggest thing that we hear, that it takes 21 days to create a habit. But I like how he broke his down into like a 30-day how to create a habit in 30 days. And I tried to relate that to how I do my business with meal plans and stuff like that. And it gave me some good ideas with that. And it's like it takes every 10 days you go from unbearable to uncomfortable to unstoppable, and that is just amazing. And the different stages of how you feel, how you're dreading it, and then how you're like, okay, well, maybe that's not so bad, and then you get to that end and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, like this is awesome. And it just becomes a way of life. And there's so many times that we put self-imposed limitations on ourselves, and that's where we end up, we're literally stopping in our own tracks because we think that there's something that we can't do, because we literally base these changes, any change is hard, obviously, and what we do is like we base how that change is going to be for the rest of our life based on how we feel at the beginning of making that change, when in fact that's like the hardest part. You get through the hardest part, and then it's just a way of life. And yes, you have to maintain with any kind of structure that you're going through, or any change that you're going through, you got to maintain it. But when you have a structure that you're using, or that you're that you're practicing, it's a heck of a lot easier to keep that habit going within that structure than it is to just be kind of floundering and doing it by yourself. And the reason why many people aren't successful in keeping their good habits going is because they're not using a structure, and they don't pay attention to that. And it's just really important to have a structure plan for everything in your life. Personal development, work, play, exercise, meals, like everything. So I loved how this whole chapter was just basically about creating a structure to you know, create the healthy habits, and how, you know, we all say like, you know, just break that habit, but you know, then how do you break that habit? You know, how do you get through that? And, you know, that kind of thing. So I'd be curious to see what you guys think about this chapter, and, you know, where you found yourself, you know, have you ever used a structure and been successful with it? Have you ever used a structure and not been successful with it? And where did you find yourself feeling like you could finish, or finding yourself feeling like you were falling backwards? So anyways, that's what I want to know from you guys today. So anyways, all right, have a great day. And tomorrow is chapter 10. I'm super excited. And yeah, let's see what happens. Tomorrow's the last chapter in the book, and then, you know, we'll see where we go from there. But you guys aren't leaving me yet, so you're going to have a couple more days. All right, peace out. Happy Wednesday.